Hello my loves, welcome to this session. I'm True Yoga and today we're going to take a moment to honor our heart, hold space for the messages of the heart, listen in, tune in and feel. So it will be a gentle practice, but we'll also be dynamic. So we're going to be moving on all planes, all levels, but we're going to take a little time to be still. The messages of our heart are held and heard in the stillness of a present being. So if you're feeling any kind of tenderness in your heart or just feel that you need to tap in, it's time to regroup and listen to your own intuition and inner story, inner message, then this session is for you. We all go through periods of heartache, going through different challenges at different times in our lives. And so it's so important to take that opportunity now and then to just hold your heart space in a very loving way and show up for that part of yourself. And so if you make your way into a comfortable seat, I'm kneeling. If you want to kneel as well, then do go ahead and place a bolster in between your legs if you want to. We won't be here for too long. You can also place a cushion underneath your thigh and between your thighs and your calf if you want to. And when you have settled into your foundation, into your seat, then I invite you to close your eyes and soften the muscles in your face. And take your left hand to rest against your heart space, so palm against your heart area. And your right hand can cross over your belly, so you're in this kind of hugging position, like you're hugging your own body. And breathe into the space between your hands. And the expansion of your belly against your forearm or your hand. And the gentle contraction and softening back towards the spine as you exhale. And the sensations beneath your left palm. And the gentle rise and fall of your chest as you naturally draw oxygen in and out of the body, replenishing your system and clearing out old air and drawing in fresh new air and energy into the body, into your lungs, oxygenating your cells. Now begin to lengthen your breath. And as you inhale, expand your belly and then draw the breath up into your ribs, so the ribs part, and then all the way up into your chest, feeling the breath into your left hand, and then exhale from your chest, your ribs draw back together, allowing the diaphragm to lift and your belly contracts back towards the spine. Inhale, expand your belly, part the ribs, allow that diaphragm to really lower. Draw the breath up into the highest chamber of your lungs and exhale to release from your heart, your ribs And then finally down and out of your belly, following your exhale to its very last point. Inhale, expand your belly, part your ribs, fill your lungs up from the very base all the way up to your clavicles, and exhale from your chest. Your ribs gently contract and the belly follows. Continue in this way, 3-part breath. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. And breathe with your own rhythm. And I invite you to use this time to be very present with your body and present with your heart space. And take this time to listen and be still as you channel prana around the body, cleansing your energy, clearing any blockages, and allowing space for your heart to be heard, felt, nourished and nurtured. And staying with your breath, with your body. If your mind starts to wander, just gently invite it back. And feel the sensations of your hands and your arms on your body, and the feedback of the breath rising and falling. And feel into your heart space. And what does it want to communicate with you? And an invitation to use the following affirmation. So repeating in your head after me. I make time to listen to the messages of my heart and soul. I make time to listen to the messages of my heart and soul. I make time to listen to the messages of my heart and soul. And take one more deep breath here. Inhale through your nose and exhale with an audible sigh, either through your nose or your mouth. And bring your hands to touch at your heart center. Bow your head to your hands. And now bring your hands to the floor in front of you. We're going to come into all fours. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. If you've got your props, just gently remove them from underneath you. And inhale to drop the belly button and lift your heart space. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Press the hands into the floor to round through the upper back. Inhale to lift and open the heart space. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under. See if you can track the journey from the very base of your tailbone up through the spine, through the heart area, back of the heart space, and up to the cervical spine. And then again, starting from the tailbone, track that journey back down again. So again, being very present with your body, present with your movement and your breath. After your next exhale, you're going to gently find your way back through neutral and then extend the arms out long. And if you want to have a bolster or a cushion underneath your chest here, then go ahead, just grab it and place it under your chest. If not, you can lower your chest down towards the floor, bring your forehead to the mat, have your hips over your knees. If this is too much, you can bring your hips back towards your heels, moving towards child's pose. And draw that belly just gently up towards the spine to avoid a real dipping in the lumbar area. So keep that nice and supported as you open through the heart space. If you want to come to your fingertips to accentuate the stretch, then go ahead. One more deep breath here. And gently bring your elbows to the floor if they're not already, and make your way back into all fours. Sit back on your heels and bring your hands to the floor in front of you, next to your knees. So from here, we're going to lift the knees up. So we're on the back of the feet, top of the feet, and then lower the feet down. So we're stretching through your plantar region. Nice. And then bring your toes to tuck under this time. And we're going to do the same. So hands on the floor near the knees, and lift and lower your knees up off the floor. And if you need to bring the floor closer to you to do this, then you can have blocks underneath your hands. Stretch through the back of the feet. Okay, nice. So from here, lift the knees until they come to kind of parallel to the floor, and see if you can take your hands off the floor and bring them into Anjali Mudra at your heart center. Lift the elbows so they're parallel to the floor. Find a drishti for balance. Lift through the crown of your head. Belly button can be drawing back towards the spine, so belly softly engaged. Awesome. From here, we're going to rise up to standing and open the hands out as you do. So inhale, drop your heels, open your hands, reach up, and then exhale, we're going to crouch back down again. Bring your hands and energy back into your heart. If it's difficult to come all the way down to crouching, then you can come halfway. Inhale, lift, open your heart. Exhale, crouch back down. Draw that energy down and in. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, gather. And this time, bring your hands around your shins and hug your body. Inhale, lift up. And this time, we'll stand in Tadasana. Hands touch at heart center. So feet about hip distance apart. Maybe place one hand on your heart and the other hand on top. Raise your toes, spread them out wide, place them back down. Soften your shoulders, down your back. And use this time to listen. Notice any changes in your pulse, your heartbeat, your breath. Breathe into the belly, the ribs, the chest. Imagine filling up with fresh oxygen, fresh perspective, light. And then release your hands. And come to the front of your mat if you're not there already. And we're going to inhale, sweep the arms up around the body, palms touch. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge at your hips, come into a forward fold. Inhale, bring your hands to the floor or your legs and extend the spine. Exhale, plant your hands on the floor, step your right foot back, drop your back knee, untuck your toe, rise up, crescent lunge. Soften your shoulders. And gently lengthen the tailbone and draw the front foot towards the back knee. Hands come to the floor, tuck your back toe, step into plank position. Wrists underneath the shoulders, fingers nice and spread. Extend through the crown of your head and the heels and zip up through the glutes, through the abs. And then drop your knees and hug your elbows close into your ribs as you lower to the floor. Inhale, peel your heart space through the gateway of your arms. Hug those elbows close into the ribs. Soften your shoulders away from your ears. Now see here if you can take your hands away and just hover using the muscles in your back. Then we're going to lower down, lower the chest and forehead to the floor. Inhale to peel back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift. And hold. Just a slight tuck of your chin. And then bring your hands to the floor. Tuck your toes. Come on up through the knees into downward facing dog. Take a moment to land in your down dog. Take any movement that feels sweet here. Or maybe that is stillness. Maybe stillness is what's calling you today. Feel free to take child's pose at any point during this practice. And then with your next inhale, raise your right leg up and back. Toes point down to the floor, stretch through that standing leg. Then bend your right knee and step it through your hands. Drop your back knee. Untuck. And rise up into crescent lunge. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Tuck your back toe, step the back foot forwards. Come into your halfway lift. And fold over your legs. Nice deep bend in the legs to allow your upper body to really let go and release. And with an inhale, sweep up to standing. Bring your palms to touch above your head and exhale the hands down through your heart center. Release your palms. Take a breath. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, circle the body with the arms and fold into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, flat back extension. Exhale, left foot steps back. Drop your back knee. Inhale, arms lift into crescent lunge. And then take your left hand in front and your right hand behind. You can take your left hand to your right knee, use that as a lever to accentuate the stretch. Either staying here, or you can take your right hand round to your opposite hip. And think broaden through your shoulders and your collarbones, so an opening of the chest. And release the arms, lift them high. Bring your hands to interlace behind the back of your head. Inhale, the elbows open. Drop your hips. Exhale, lift the hips and bring your elbows together. Inhale, drop the hips forwards and open your elbows wide. Exhale. Round the spine, elbows come together. 2 more here. Nice. Inhale. Allow that left hip to sink down, and using your right foot as a bit of a brake to keep that engagement through the glutes and the legs. Release your hands to the floor, tuck your back toes, step into plank position. Take 3 deep breaths in plank. And then lower your knees to the floor and the rest of your body hugging your elbows close in. Inhale, lift into low cobra, maybe pushing up a little higher this time. Stretching through the abdomen. Any discomfort in your lumbar, stay low. And then peel down, tuck your toes, push up and back, downward facing dog. Take this time to sync up with your breath. Bend your knees as much as you need to find that length. Cultivating a sense of space between each vertebra. Relax your head between your arms, give your jaw a wiggle. Keep the prana flowing, the breath moving rhythmically in and out of the body. Even breaths. With your next inhale, raise your left leg up and back, toes point down. And exhale, draw the left foot in between your hands, drop your back knee, untuck your toes, sweep the arms up. Lovely. This time take your right hand in front, left hand behind. And then maybe your right hand comes to your left thigh. And either staying here to encourage that opening, or you can wrap your right hand, your left hand round to your right hip. Lifting through the crown of your head. And keeping those legs engaged. And then open your arms back up, raise them high. And then take the hands to interlace the other way this time, behind the back of the head. Inhale to lift the chest as you drop the hips. And exhale, lift the hips and round the spine, elbows come together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Inhale, open the elbows, drop the hips. Take a breath. And then release your hands to the floor, tuck your back toe and step forwards into a halfway lift. Around the spine, fall into your Uttanasana, forward fold. And then sweep up to standing, gathering energy and drawing it down to your heart space. And release your hands. And take a moment, one hand resting on top of the other. Take a deep breath in, power energy up into your heart. Deep breath out through the nose or the mouth. And release your hands and plant your right foot into the floor. So really ground through the sole of your foot, imagine roots. Drawing down into the earth so you're really nice and strong and stable, and then lift that left knee up. Now you can place your foot on your calf, or maybe take your hand to your left foot and draw that foot up to your inner thigh. Bring your hands to touch at your heart center. Think of this left knee drawing back and lifting up through the crown of your head. And if you're happy here, you may want to raise the arms up overhead. You also may want to bring your left hand to your left knee and come into a little side stretch. So leaning the body just slightly over towards that left hand side, finding length through your right side, ribs and waist, shoulder. And gently find your way back into your tree. Hands come to touch at heart center. Take a moment here. Engage your core for stability and find a drishti, a focal point for your balance. And then take this left knee back through center. Give it a shake out and release. Shake both legs out. And we'll come to the other side. So ground down through your left foot. And once you've found that rooting through the leg, really engaged in that left leg, and feel that engagement draw up into your core and into the rest of your body like the trunk of a tree. And then find your right ankle and decide where it wants to go on this side. It might be different. Open that knee out. Find your stability. And we've got this kind of counter pressing the right foot into the left thigh and the left foot into the left thigh into the right foot. So this double force for stability. And again, maybe lifting the hands overhead. Maybe take your right hand to your right knee and lean a little up and over. And slowly float back through your tree. Bring your hands to your heart center. And then release this right knee back through the middle and shake it out. And don't worry if you found that really wobbly. It's absolutely fine. It's just all in the practice and in the journey and in experimenting with your body. And so coming back to your Tadasana, we're going to raise the arms up. And this time come back down as we came up. So bend your knees and lower down into a squat position. Feel free to take your hands to the floor. Heel toe the feet. So we're coming to Malasana. Feet are at an angle, 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. And the arms on the inside edge of the thighs. Palms touching in the center of your heart space. And then take your left hand to the floor in front of your left foot and open the right arm up. An extension of your heart space through your hands. Then continue with that right hand down to the floor behind you. Press it into the floor and lift your hips. Left arm alongside your left ear. And lower back down. Make your way back into your Malasana yogi squat. Take it to the other side. Right hand to the floor. Left arm lifts and opens. And then take that left hand down to the floor behind you and press your hips up. Take a breath and then lower back down into Malasana. And bring your hips to the floor and hug your arms around your shins and hug your whole body. So lower your forehead to your knees. Slowly begin to unravel. Bring your hands behind you with the fingers facing forwards and the feet hip distance apart. I'm going to press into the hands and the feet and lift the hips high. Keep your chin just slightly tucked so you're not crunching into your cervical vertebrae. And then lower your hips back down. You can take that version again, or maybe extend your legs out this time so the legs are long. And as you inhale, lift up, press your toes to the floor in front of you. Engage your core and engage your glutes. Looking up at the ceiling. And then lower back down to the floor. Find your way all the way down to lying on your mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Gently rock side to side. And then bring the feet to the floor, hip distance apart and just close enough to your glutes that you can brush your heel with your middle finger. I'm going to roll up from the very base of the spine, so tucking the tailbone up. And as you do that, the pelvis lifts and one vertebra lifts off the floor, followed by the next. And as you exhale, lower your spine back down to the floor, one vertebra at a time. The base of the exhale, inhale and begin that lift of the pelvis, lift of the vertebra. Exhale to peel back down. Invitation this time to bring your arms into it. So as you inhale and lift the spine, you can also draw your hands up and over your body to the floor behind you. And then exhale to bring them back down as you replace the spine vertebra by vertebra. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Make sure your glutes are doing the work here. So your glutes are switched on. Really good exercise for those butt muscles. Exhale. And this time you can leave your hands down. We're going to inhale and lift up and stay up in bridge. So lifting the hips, and if you want to interlace your fingers behind your pelvis here and shuffle the shoulders under, press the feet into the floor. Big deep breath into the belly. Feel the belly lift up towards the sky. Think of your sternum drawing up towards the sky and then back towards your forehead. Press your feet into the floor. Think of your outer thighs wrapping inwards. Internal rotation. One more breath here. And then gently shuffle those arms from underneath you if they're there and lower your spine back down to the floor. Hug your knees into your chest. Lift your forehead to your knees. Make yourself into a ball. Then lower your body back down. Open the arms out in a T position at shoulder height, or you can bend at the elbows. Take an in breath. And exhale to lower the knees towards the left-hand side. Let your belly be soft and your jaw loose. And if you want to gaze over your right shoulder, go ahead. With your next inhale, draw the knees back up through center. And then exhale to take your knees over to the other side. All the way over to the right hand side. Maybe the gaze turns to look over the left. And both shoulders resting against the floor. So you've got this lovely open space around the chest. One more deep breath. And then with your next inhale, bring the knees back through center. Take your right ankle over your left thigh, just below the knee, and wrap your right hand through the eye of the needle, that gap you've created. Left hand wraps around to meet the right, either at the back of the knee or the front of the shin. Keep this right foot nice and flexed and engaged. Stretching into the right hip, glute, and even down into your IT band maybe. And then release and take it to the other side. So left ankle crosses over and the left arm threads through to meet the right hand. It might feel good to rock a little here, or again, maybe stillness is what's calling you for today's practice. One more breath. And then release the legs, bring the soles of the feet together and the knees wide, and take your left hand to your heart and your right hand to your belly. If this is too much on your hips, if it feels too intense, then feel free to lengthen out your legs and just lie supine. One hand against your heart space, one hand against your belly, and resting your elbows against the floor. We're going to come into a version of Brahmari breath here, so humming bee. So we're going to inhale, and as you exhale, you hum and make this humming noise like a vibration. And as you breathe, feel this into your hands, where else you can feel it in your body. So inhale to begin. We're going to take 10 rounds here. And as you continue in this way, do close your eyes and let your head, neck and shoulders be completely relaxed. Gently release your pranayama and bring your hands beside your legs just to assist as you bring the knees up to the sky, and then lengthen your legs out. along your mat. Bring your hands beside your body. If you feel better having your hands on your body, then go ahead and keep them where they are. I'm just going to take a few moments in Savasana. Feel supported on all levels, with a grateful heart that you've shown up and been present with your body for this short space of time through your day. Allowed the energy and love and movement to flow, creating that space and holding space for a deeper message and a deeper wisdom to be heard. So now just allow yourself to surrender. I'll leave you where you are, so make your Savasana as long as feels intuitive for you. And when you do decide to emerge, just emerge very slowly and mindfully, with much gratitude to yourself and for the practice. And hold your heart in love and compassion, honouring its messages and desires and needs. I wish you a beautiful day, a beautiful week, a beautiful month, a beautiful season, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.